I would like to believe there was some desire in her to protect me from the horrors taking place on that farm, but she was simply biding her time until she could present those horrors in the correct way, in a manner that would allow me to find my own role and purpose in them. That day, the day I found the root cellar, is like a tent stake that anchors a swirl of memories. Because it was around that time that the lies started, and the burnings. People came at night, they told me. People came at night while we were sleeping to steal the cows, and sometimes Daniel and Abigail would have to chase these people. And when they chased them, sometimes these people dropped their belongings, their purses, their watches, their phones, and their rings. Because these people had come to steal something of ours, it wasn't right for us to return their belongings to them, was it? It was time, they said, for me to start learning about the wrongness of other people, the badness of people who came to harm the special place we had on the farm. It was time for me to start using the incinerator. Abigail placed a plastic tub of wallets, watches, and jewelry in my small hands and followed close behind me as we crossed the field. Until then, they had taught me to steer clear of the strange machine, which looked as if someone had removed the smokestack and front part of a locomotive and set it just behind the barn. That first time, Abigail picked me up by the waist so I could drop the tub's contents inside the chamber. Then she turned and held me up to the control panel so I could start the burning. The second time, a stepladder was waiting for us when we got there, and she stood back, beaming with pride, as I dropped 2 leather wallets and 3 slender gold watches into the chamber below. A spread of photographs in plastic cases slid free of one wallet as it thunked against the chamber's bottom. When I peered farther in to see who the pictures were of, Abigail jerked me back. She didn't want me to look too closely at the life she was compelling me to erase. She was so proud when I was done that she picked me up and kissed me. I remember the feeling that I was contributing to the specialness of our home, that I had somehow helped keep it pure, that I had kept the cows from being stolen in the night. There was no way for me to know that the nickname that would follow me for the rest of my life was born in that moment. Imagine witnessing a murder before you know what death is. When parents explain death to their children, they are, even if they don't intend to, giving every life equal value, equal weight. They're saying we all end the same no matter who we are or what we have acquired in the interim. Even a 7-year-old can understand this. Daniel and Abigail Banning didn't do that for me. Instead, they taught me that all living things could be broken up into 3 groups. Those that provided us with something, the cows and their milk, for instance. Those that provided us with nothing and could be extinguished without thought, like the bluebird whose neck Abigail broke with her bare hands while she and Daniel studied my reaction. And then there was a 3rd group, the corruptors, the living things who would try to steal from us, take from us, turn us against our better selves, like the people who came in the night to take the cows, the ones who dropped their watches and purses in their haste to get away. It was their job, as my mother and father, they said, to teach me how to deal with all 3. In some respects, they were like other parents. They masked what they thought to be hard truth inside a fabric of comforting lies. In their view, the corruptors were not cow thieves. They were the women Daniel Banning blamed for his abominable appetites. Women like Lila Turlington. They followed Lila and her boyfriend, Eddie Stevens, for 2 days as the couple backpacked along the Appalachian Trail, before approaching their campground around dusk, posing as 2 hikers in search of company, earning their trust, before beating Eddie to death with a large rock and binding Lila with nylon rope. Women like Cassie Murdoch and Jane Blair, the 2 road-tripping University of Georgia students they struck up a conversation with at a roadside diner, so they could find out which motel cabin they were spending the night in.